I guess the blessings I received are so many. The number of people I meet, with serving the sisters is an honor and a privilege. To be of service to the sisters. It's about them, it's not about me. How can I help them grow physically, spiritually, and mentally, emotionally with God in their lives and with each other? I try to be a person of faith, a person of openness, a person of hospitality when I get a phone call or when someone comes to my office unexpected. I believe that St. Angela I love when it says be like a piazza. And I try to hope, I always have my door open, except when I'm Zooming. I want people to stop by. Angela talked about being humble, and it's very humbling to be in leadership. When you make a mistake, everybody knows about it. And that's very humbling. And being in leadership is 24/7 in one sense. Another sense, you can't get a big head about it because you're not the only one doing it. You have a team. And I think St. Angela was that way too. I seek advice from others. I work with others, co-workers, sisters, leadership team. And that's the spirit of Angela too. She worked with other people. I don't see my role as one who makes the big decisions by herself. I pray for them every day. I pray for the sisters every day. It's a blessing knowing the sisters in a different way. I love visitation because you get to talk to the sister on a one-on-one basis. And that's a blessing because the sisters share things with you that's very confidential. And I hold that sacred. Another blessing is Missioning Day. I just love Missioning Day when we're all together and we call forth each other to live the gospel in a special way. Each year we do a different theme. So how do we focus on that mission of the gospel on that particular theme? And again, it's just, as someone said, you may have stopped the ministry, but you still live the mission until the day you die. So that's a blessing. I think another blessing is the enrichment of other people in my life, working with the co-workers every day, going to meetings. A lot of people don't like meetings. As an extrovert, I like meetings, so they're fun for me. But meeting new people, working with the schools, being on a committee or two, LCWR meetings, that's really enriching as we share ideas, we share what's going on with our communities, we learn from each other. So representing the Ursuline Sisters at events. I feel honored to do that, representing all the Ursulines. I'm not going just for myself, I'm going as representative of the Ursuline Sisters. And that's a blessing too. My depth of prayer is a blessing since I pray differently certain days depending on what I have to do and what I might need, and what I might meet that day. Probably the gift I pray most for is the gift of wisdom to help say the right thing at the right time, say it the right way. That's hard for me because I tend to be a little more direct and I need to soften myself at times. So it's a blessing when I communicate the right thing at the right time, the right way. But there's so many blessings that the enrichment of people in my life is really key. And that's a blessing that you never lose. It's those relationships and what sisters share with you that touches your heart and makes it special. I was thinking there are many facets of leadership. One is primarily, I believe, is to be at the service of the sisters. That's really important. And support for them in their ministry and prayer and their life. Another aspect of ministry is planning, lots of planning. That's where all the meetings come in. Like, what do you do all day while you go to meetings? But we always have to be attentive to the reality of now and the reality of the future. So a lot of times planning is important. What do you do with all those meetings? Why do you go to all those meetings? You hear that question. I do because I like it. I'm an extrovert. No, but really, that's what it's about, because we have to be relevant to the world with our call of religious life. And so how can we be the best we can with who we are at this time? So, and then there's just what we call administration. And I know some leadership members can be, or some leadership teams can be, or feel burdened by administration. But I always tell people, look at the word administration, you have the word ministry in it. And so I'm able to do what I'm doing administratively, so so-and-so can do something else. If we do what we do with joy and with love and with some enthusiasm, leadership and administration's not that bad. It's how you approach it, because like I said, it's always that word ministry in administration. How you welcome someone in your office, or how you go to a meeting, or how the meeting ends. So those are aspects of leadership or administration. And of course, finally and most important, that whole sense of relying on God's grace and God's fidelity. To me, that's what real leadership is. I think the challenges for me as a leader, as the community grows stronger, is to help them and support them in knowing that we are people of faith, we are people of hope, and what is most important is how we live our vowed life, how we live the gospel. And that should not change whether you're a large community or a small community, because that's the essence of who we are as women religious, and how we live our mission to what we're called to be in the gospel, in the church, how we love and support one another. So to me, that is the most challenging at this time. How do we continue to learn how to do that as a smaller setting? On the other hand, it's a gift because we know each other better. We can be more supportive of each other and more intimate in our relationships and sharing with each other because we're smaller and we know each other better. When I was 400 sisters, you didn't have that. You didn't know some people's names. And now, not only do we know each other's names, we get to know each other's family. It's a quality of being more in relationship that's a positive thing. So we could sit there and lament. We're smaller. Yeah, we can't do what we used to do, but we can still be who we are. I always tell people, we were really good at living the first part of the charism, a second part of the charism, serving the needs of others. Now we're called to live the first part of the charism, how to be contemplative in the world and what we can share with other people. So I would say that even though we're smaller, it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. And if ever the world needs people to be witnesses of hope, it's now. And I think we women religious, with all the changes, not just our community, but all communities, we need to be people of hope. And that is one of the greatest calls I think we have. So I would like to continue to help the sisters or work together, that we are people of faith, we are people of hope, and we're people of joy. That we love each other, that we are called to love God's people. And if we don't do that, then we have failed. But like I said, whether it's 500 community members or 35 community members or 34 as we are, how do we live the gospel with each other? How we live the gospel with people we relate to on a daily basis, people we meet, whether it's at the nursing home or retirement home or at work or run my employees. That's where it is.